Hello. Um, Welcome to day 3, December 27th, of our mountain adventure through minis. I hope you guys are having a good holidays. Traveling, not traveling. I'm planning on being traveling this day, so wish me luck. Yeah. Okay. Um, Today, let's just get right to opening our little package. Open the little package. Yes, I did cheat by cutting this open. You do not want me to like take scissors on camera. Oh my God, no. I don't know cut any yarn. All right, ta-da! All right, so this one, it always shows differently on my screen here than it does in person, is called Banff. I hope I'm saying that right. Banff. And it is a light blue, and there are intentional white spots again, which is the snow. These are intentional. If you've never knit with something like that before, well, then this is an adventure for you now, isn't it? It's just a mini. It's just a mini. And you'll get to see how it knits up. And I'm going to talk about that again at the end of this video, or towards the end of this video. Okay, so we're going to talk about those white spots because you're starting to see them more. The other two colors were rather light. This is still a light color, but a little darker. And you can see the snow, the white spots a little bit better. So we're going to talk about the location first, and then I'll get to that. All right, so this blue color, yes. All right, so Banff is a national park in Canada, okay, that was formed in 1885. So here we're going to go from Switzerland on my globe, over Andermatt, all the way over to Canada, our friends to the north, which I've been to Canada, but I must admit I've not been to Banff. And it's way over it's near Calgary. If you flew, you would fly into Calgary and then drive. And it's actually on this old globe right here. It's not too far from Calgary, but you know how things out west. It is kind of out west. It's in Alberta. So it's not like way out in the west coast of Canada, but it's in Alberta. Um, and we're going to talk about why this is the color for that area. Because there are several mountain peaks there. And I'm going to show you like a map here. Let me share my screen. Yes. There are several mountains here. This one is a Native American in origin. I was trying to figure out how to say it. I haven't figured it out yet. Mount Assiniboine. I don't know. I'm sure you guys could tell me how to pronounce it. I just found that name fascinating and I was trying to find out how to pronounce it. I couldn't. But there's a whole bunch of other peaks in the area. But this particular color that we're talking about is, I'm going to share again in a second. It comes from the waters in the area. Because this park was formed because there was a bunch of natural hot springs there. And if you lived in Canada, having some hot springs, pretty nice, especially in the wintertime. And also there's hot springs. And then also one of the most photographed lakes in the world is there. And I'm going to show you a picture of this lake and then talk about why. Well, this is one of them. Okay, there's actually several lakes. This is one of them. That is Peyto Lake. Yes, that one's Peyto Lake, which you can visit by car. There's several in the area. There's also Lake Louise, but look at the color. Look at how like light blue it is. And then here, the one that you cannot, this is another one of I think this is the one that's the most photographed, Moraine Lake. This one, you're actually aren't even allowed to go there in your own personal car. You have to take a bus. You have to like take a bus there's a touristy area and everything, and you can take the bus, but they won't let you drive your car up there. Maybe because it gets so busy. Like in the summertime when you can see this and it's not frozen over, you have to go in the summer to see the lakes being this blue. Well, why are they this blue? Um, Let me switch. Why are they this blue? I need to go back to my here we go. Here's in their tourism website, which is really nice. And is this where I found it? I I think it's rather expensive and busy there, apparently, especially in the summertime when you can see these blue lakes. But they are that blue because they have rock flour suspended in the water. Um, the rock flour is from glaciers pulverizing the rock. And depending upon which minerals get pulverized and then suspended in the lake, it makes it that they're kind of like hazy but really pretty blue. So people will like get go canoe on the lakes and stuff. But then look, see, did you see the hot springs? Did you see the hot springs? Can I go back? Oh no, I got to show you the other thing that if you go in the wintertime, because there is a lot of skiing, there's also hot springs, which is another of the blue thing. Now, this is not, it's not because of the rock flower, but it's, look at that. Look at that. Look at how, now this is hot springs, which they obviously have natural hot springs there. So you can go there in the wintertime or in the summertime. There's some summer, and there's some winter, and enjoy the hot springs. If you want to go and not be crowded, you need to plan properly because apparently it can be awfully crowded. Beautiful hot springs and also beautiful lakes with rock flower in them. Okay. Let me stop sharing. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about what happens when you knit up. This is a different yarn that has intentional white spots. I've done this for a few years. It's called Starry Sky, and it's a full skein of DK. And I used it in my Peaks and Valleys pattern. Now this one has more white spots because I'm going for stars, not just some snow falling. So I have more white spots in this, and you can see how it knits up. If the white spots are short and they don't stack up on each other too much, then you will see like little white spots. If you've ever worried about buying hand-dyed yarn and you're like, no, I don't want any white spots because maybe there was something that was a mistake and then it like pooled because it was a big section or something. This is intentionally done to be short. It's really short, and also intentionally not to stack up too much. They can stack up some, but the way I do it, I try not to make sure that the whole skein is white in the same area. There's ways I can do it so that it doesn't stack up too much, so that it results in little white spots that don't pool too much. Okay, so that's an example of how with a little bit more that would knit up. It also, these rows are not the same width. That keeps it from pooling up. So if you were concerned about white spots pooling, then you would want a pattern that has different length rows, and that can keep things from pooling. So I will show you how. Okay, remember this is the overall shape that I am knitting. This is the overall shape that I'm knitting, and I'm knitting it in 2 pieces at the same time. And I started here and I started here. And right now it's still 2 pieces, but the rows get progressively longer. So the white spots, even if they are could pool, they shouldn't. And this is how mine has knit up. You should be able to see the white spots more now. See, there we go. There is Mount Everest. There's Andermatt. And then here, this is Banff. And if you look at it, you can see little white spots, which is supposed to look like snow falling a little bit. There's my one piece. And here is, oh, this is the right side. There's the other piece. I'll get it in the right light because this is still a lighter color intentionally. It's still a lighter color. You can see little bits of white that is supposed to be snow. Okay. And I'm just following my same pattern the rows get longer and longer, which means I'm going to have a skinnier and skinnier section. I'm okay with that. I hope you are too, if you're doing this pattern. And so like I have on each one, there's on my day 2, there's like 8 garter ridges, and here I have 6. As the rows get longer and longer, you should end after a wrong side row so that you can change colors on the same side. Which means you're going to have to make sure you don't run out in the middle of a row, and the rows get longer and longer. That could be more of a challenge. If you don't want your 2 triangles, if you're okay with them not being super matchy, you could make sure to finish a row, a right side and then wrong side on one and not the other, if that's all you had the yarn left for. I don't think I'm going to do that, but guess we'll find out as I progress, because I'm okay with a little bit of yarn being left over. I'm going to probably turn it into fringe or tassel. I think tassel. We'll see at the end. But so if you want to judge and see if you have enough and you're getting close, because these rows are rather long, once you start to get a little bit close, what I end up doing is tying a knot. I think I mentioned this before, tying a knot in the middle of what's my left of my ball, pulling it out. I do this only as I get to the end, close to the end. And then maybe tie a knot halfway in between of them all, like if it was halfway in between, like tie a knot there, so that I know if I'm knitting a row, I'm getting close to the end. If I reach the knot, I'm like, oh, the next row is going to need more than this length. That's how I do it without a scale. You could always try and use a kitchen scale and grams to assist you. But I have been doing this 2 at a time so that I don't have to measure anything on a scale. And I kind of like it, as long as I don't mind untwisting everything as I go, which I showed you how to do before. Then this is what I have left, and I think I'm going to put that probably in a tassel. We'll see. All right, so I hope you have enjoyed our little visit to Banff, Lake Louise, Moraine Lake. Lake Louise is like one of the names of the towns, so I almost named it Lake Louise, except I kind of wanted to cover the whole area. And I'll see you for day 4. Bye.